Hey coaches, and welcome to your hydration module. This is Danielle and we are going to dive in. Not the most exhilarating topic, but extremely important, so let's get after it. When we're talking about hydration, we are talking about another way to de-stress the body and de-stress our cells. So far up into this point in your NCI curriculum, you've learned many ways to reduce stress on the body and bring clients back to homeostasis, which is really important. Hydration is another one of those important factors. Why we're addressing it is because the body is made up of over 60% water. The heart and brain are 73%, lungs 83%, muscles and kidneys 79%, skin 64%, and bones 31%. So as you can see, if the body is dehydrated, it's going to be stressed in all systems. Most of our body's water is going to be within our cells, but it's also going to be within all other fluids created and also our blood. And as I had mentioned, it is essential for every physiological process in the body. So let's go through those. Fluids are important because they are going to regulate our body temperature. They are going to moisten tissues in the eyes, nose, and mouth, protect body organs and tissues. They're going to carry nutrients and oxygen to all of our cells, lubricate our joints, lessen the burden on our kidneys by flushing out waste products, improve digestion and absorption, and lastly, dissolve minerals and nutrients to make them accessible to our body. So how exactly does stress manifest from dehydration? Dehydration itself is a physical stressor because when we're dehydrated and all of those body systems have a lack of fluid, it's going to elevate our cortisol levels. We all know that cortisol is a stress hormone that we want to try to keep in check. So staying hydrated is going to do that. If we're stressed, that cortisol is going to increase our heart rate, increase our blood pressure, and increase our core temperature. It's also going to decrease our blood volume. This means that it could lead you to fatigue and also a lessened state for physical performance. And you probably have experienced this yourself. If you go into an exercise routine or exert yourself and you are dehydrated, you're not only going to feel less of that output, the ability to have a strong output, but you're also probably going to experience muscle cramps. Being dehydrated is also going to affect digestion. So that can lead to constipation. It also can lead to sluggish metabolism and poor nutrient transport. And then lastly, which probably doesn't come to a surprise, it's going to impair brain function, which means that you'll have more brain fog, you'll have reduced focus, and you'll certainly experience headaches, which is something we all contribute dehydration to. A way to think about it is that a stressed body is going to be suboptimal for compliance. And really what we're trying to do is bring all of our clients to that optimal range of health. So not only they can live healthy lives, but they also can have bodies that respond to what we're asking them to do as coaches. So what exactly counts as hydration? Now remember, you are the coach and you do get to decide on these things, but we will definitely categorize what actually counts and then what certainly does not count. Top of the list is going to be, of course, filtered water. So if our clients are drinking tap water or if they're drinking distilled water, we do want to encourage them to switch to good filtered water so that they are actually obtaining those minerals that are really, really nutritious for us as well. Something to note is that if you're asking your clients to drink more water and they are reporting that they are excessively going to the bathroom, one of your questions can be, are you drinking distilled water? Because that typically can make somebody need to go to the bathroom more often. So it's a good talking point if that comes up. Herbal teas that are non-caffeinated are also a really great source for hydration. That's another good solution for people who just don't really like plain water. So herbal teas or even water with added fruits or something fresh like a cucumber in it is great for someone's hydration prescription. Coconut water is rich in potassium, which is a natural electrolyte that can count towards their fluid intake. Milk, surprisingly, can count towards a fluid intake. This is something where you as a coach can decide if you want to implement that or not, but milk can count towards their fluid intake. And then water water-rich nutrient fruits and vegetables. So think about like your cucumbers, your watermelons, oranges, celery, lettuce, all of those produce that are watery, right? That can count as well, but then it comes down to how would you count that towards someone's fluid intake. Some tracking apps may count for the fluid in those fruits and vegetables, but ultimately I like to just say, hey, let's drink some water, sparkling water, unflavored iced tea. Lastly, broth-based soups can also count towards someone's fluid intake. So that would be also something that you could implement in those colder months. Bring in some of those bone broths, which are also really nutrient dense. Fluids that do not count towards hydration: alcohol, which is probably not a surprise. That is a strong diuretic. Caffeinated drinks, which are also a mild diuretic. And then lastly, sodas and high sugar drinks will not count towards someone's fluid intake. So how do we know if dehydration is setting in? There are signs of mild dehydration and then signs of severe dehydration. So let's go through the list. If someone is reporting thirst, dry mouth or lips, if they have very dark yellow urine, if they're experiencing fatigue, brain fog, headaches, or craving salty foods, these are all signs and symptoms of mild dehydration. Now, if somebody has dizziness, or if they're always lightheaded, if they have a rapid heartbeat, low blood pressure, confusion or irritability, muscle cramps, or lack of sweating during exertion, that can be signs of severe dehydration. It's always good to assess what symptoms your client is experiencing. And for instance, if they are somebody who has frequent headaches, if they have constipation, if they have muscle cramps, one of your first go-tos can be asking about their hydration. And also, how much caffeine are they taking in? And we will get to this topic as well, but are they getting any electrolytes in their diet? So these are some things that you can go to first before going to more of the heavy hitter protocols, right? If someone's constantly experiencing a headache, let's talk about hydration first, and then we can go to next steps if need be. All right, let's get a little sciencey and talk about how does the body regulate fluid. There are hormones that are going to regulate our hydration, which is pretty cool. The body does this naturally. The first one is vasopressin, or ADH. This is produced in the brain, in the hypothalamus specifically, and it tells the kidneys to retain water. We then have aldosterone. Aldosterone is produced by the adrenal glands, and it causes the kidneys to retain sodium. And then we have the renin-angiotensin system, or the RAS. So with this, it activates when blood pressure or blood volume drops, triggers a cascade of renin to angiotensin 2 to aldosterone. And then we have the blood pressure that raises by constricting blood vessels and signaling kidneys to retain fluid. So to simplify this, I am going to show you a flow chart, and let's go through this process together. When your blood volume drops, like if you're dehydrated or sweating a lot, your body responds with hormones to protect you. Your kidneys release renin, which starts a chain reaction leading to the production of angiotensin 2. This hormone tightens your blood vessels and tells your adrenal glands to release aldosterone, which then signals your kidneys to hold on to sodium and water. At the same time, your brain releases antidiuretic hormone, or ADH, also known as vasopressin, which makes you feel thirsty and tells your kidneys to save more water by making less urine. Together, these hormones help your body restore blood volume and hydration as quickly as possible. But let me reassure you, coaches, you will probably never have that conversation with a client, so don't get too caught up on remembering every last piece of that. It's just good to understand the process, right? All right, so jumping into electrolytes. We alluded to this a little bit before, so let's talk about why they're so important and the roles that they have within the body. We have sodium. So sodium helps with fluid balance and muscle contractions. We have potassium. Potassium regulates our heartbeat and cellular hydration. Magnesium supports nerves and muscle function. And then calcium supports muscle contractions and nerve transmission. All really, really important. Where can we find these electrolytes in our foods, right? We can find them in avocados, bananas, sweet potatoes, spinach, coconut water, white and black beans, watermelon, chia seeds, spinach, leafy greens, and I could keep going, but you probably get the point. They are in a lot of our whole foods. So this is another reason why we want to strongly encourage clients.
Thank you for watching this module. We hope you got as much value out of it as possible. If you'd like to see the whole course, just click the link below and you can grab your copy for just $1. We'll see you on the next video.